can't have wheat, gluten, dairy, nuts, eggs, soy, or meat, you probably think you can't have pizza. This is the episode for you. First up, it's Lisa with her pizza. She's going to show you how to sneak a few extra veggies in. Today I'm going to show you how you can make a pizza where you can sneak in the veggies so that the kids won't even know that they're there. Now, first of all though, I need to make the base. So I'm using a packet mix from Allgran because their products are free from all the things that I'm avoiding in the show, in my recipes. But if you have got a commercial pizza dough base that you love, or just a pre-made commercial base that is suitable for your diet style, or a recipe that's been handed down through the generations, by all means use that one. So to get started, I just need to make some lukewarm milk. So what I've done is I've got about 150 mils of milk and 100 mils of boiling water. Okay, so next up we need to dissolve some sugar. Just keep stirring the sugar in until you don't feel and hear that little gritty noise anymore. Next, I'm stirring in the yeast sachet. Give it a good mix, and then we're going to put it in a warm place for about 5 minutes because we want the yeast to activate. Okay, so we're just putting the pizza base aside while we're waiting for the yeast to activate. And now we're going to move on to the topping. So this is what I do at home quite often when I'm trying to put some extra veggies into the pizzas for the kids, just to make them that little bit more nourishing. So I like to use some lentils. So I'll put in, probably works out to about half a cup, and then I add some sauce. So you can use the sauce topping of your choice. Next, I'm going to also add in a little bit of baby spinach. I have been known to chop up kale. That hides quite well as well. I also like to add in a little tiny bit of pineapple because I find having some of that sweetness follow through the sauce to the toppings, it just makes it more consistent and helps the kids eat it. Now you want the final product to be more red than any other colour. So if you need to add a little bit more sauce, add a little bit more sauce. And just blend it up. I'm going to use stick blender because it's easy. So that texture is perfect. The other thing you could do is, if tomato doesn't work for your diet, don't forget to zip on back to the lasagna episode and check out Glenys's no tomato sauce that she comes up with in that recipe, because that tastes absolutely amazing and it'll be completely delicious on a pizza. Okay, so first up, I'm just adding the olive oil to the yeast milk and sugar blend. And now we're adding that to the flour. And I'm just going to mix it all in until it forms a dough. So next, I'm just going to add a little tiny bit of thyme to this dough. You could add any herb that you like oregano or basil. That would work nicely as well. Okay, so I'm going to just start turning this out. Just dusting the board with some rice flour. I'm going to divide it into thirds. Just going to roll it out. Okay, so let's assemble our pizza. There we go. Really just add the veggies that you like. You could use chopped onion if you really like that. When I make it for the children, I tend to just stick to capsicum, mushroom and pineapple. You could either decorate it with some basil or some baby spinach or some cheese. You could grate zucchini and make that look like cheese. You could grate carrot and make that look like cheese. Heaps of options. Anyway, now that's going to go in the oven at 200 degrees for about 20 minutes. There we go, a veggie-packed sneaky pizza, full of veggies, tasty and ready to go and share with everybody.
You're not going to need a pizza stone for this one, because Hayley's going to show you how to make a raw pizza. Throughout this show, I've shown you how to make a lot of conventional recipes into raw versions that you may not have thought was possible. Well, today here's another one. I'm going to show you how to make a raw pizza so good that you may not want to go back to the traditional sort. Now let's get started with the base. I've got some almond meal, some mixed herbs, oregano, rosemary and basil, some flaxseed meal, which is just ground up flax seeds, clove of garlic, Himalayan salt, extra virgin olive oil and some water. Simply just going to throw all of this into the food processor. And I'm just going to blitz that up until it forms a nice doughy consistency. Alright, this is the perfect consistency now. It's not too runny and it's not too thick. Today I'm just going to be making 3 small round bases. However, you can make a single large one if you desire. Just using my hands now, I'm just going to mould that into a round shape. Try and spread it out as thinly as possible. If your hands get a bit sticky, you can always just wet them to make the process a bit easier. So now these are ready to go into the dehydrator. I'm just going to heat these on high for around 2 hours. And then I'm going to flip them and heat them for around 8 hours at a lower temperature. Perfect, our pizza bases are ready to go. Now it's time for the toppings. Now what I have here is some baby spinach, some tomato sauce from the lasagna episode, some barbecued onions from the barbecue episode, and some cashew cheese spread. Now you can assemble the toppings however you like. I'm just going to start with the tomato sauce. Spread that out nice and evenly. And sprinkle with a few onions. It's going to taste so flavoursome. And the baby spinach. And top that off with a bit of cashew cheese. There we go. I bet you haven't seen a pizza like that before. As dehydrating these pizza bases can take a while, it is a great idea to make up a big batch and freeze them so you can have them on hand. Now excuse me while I finish making up the rest for dinner.
Potato as a pizza? Glenys is going to show you how.
I'm a busy mum and I want to give my children some nutritious food, but this recipe is fantastic if you're short of time. It's easy to prepare, and while it's in the oven cooking, you can get on with a few other chores. So I'm just going to go and start getting the potatoes ready. So just cutting them into thin slices. If you do cut it thicker, it will take a little bit longer to cook. I'm going to assemble the base, and I'm going to do a traditional round individual pizza, but you could use the whole tray and then divide it up. So I'm going to start at the middle and just work around in a circle so you can make it as big or as small as you like. For a pizza this size, it takes about 2 medium-sized potatoes. I loved trying different vegetables for my base, but there's a few top tips I want to share with you. Zucchini and eggplant are just way too watery and end up in a soggy mess. And you might think, why not use sweet potato for all that goodness that's in it? But the high sugar content meant that it just burnt, and the layers that we're going to put on top weren't quite cooked before the potato was charred. Like traditional pizzas, they use tomato paste. So on one of them, I'm just going to spread on a little bit of tomato. It is a little bit trickier on your potato because it moves. And then some onions. And this pizza, I'm just going to do a plain one. I'm going to pop some cheese on top, and you can pop any cheese that your diet allows. And if you would prefer to use some more whole food, you could try some zucchini on top or carrot with a sprinkling of nutritional yeast to give that lovely cheese flavour. You can put all sorts of toppings onto your pizzas, and you're only limited by your own imagination. Now this pizza here, the simple cheese and onion one, is our family favourite, but on other occasions we like to put on some capsicums and tomatoes and whatever you desire. The pizzas are now going into a hot oven, about 220 to 250 degrees Celsius for about 15 minutes. That allows the toppings and the cheese to start cooking, and then I turn it down to 170 for about 30 to 40 minutes, making sure that the potato is soft inside and it doesn't get too crispy on the top. And here's our finished pizza. The base is very simple to make, and to tell you the truth, this is one of my favourites.
So there you go, 4 different pizza recipes. Now it's your turn. Give them a go and let us know what you think. And if you want to stay up to date with all the latest, head on over to the website. And if you want to see what the girls are doing next, make sure you fill in your details and you'll receive our newsletter. That's pretty good. Some sugar. Okay.
Into raw versions that you may not have thought. That you may not have thought. Okay, the pressure is on right now.
That's my pressure.